Hello and welcome to Let's Bring Them In. I am up-and-coming marketing rockstar Benjamin DeHart, and with me we have Evan. Evan, go ahead.
Hi there. This is Evan Klein. I am a former Scholastic Economic Scholarship winner, and we are here to talk to you about business.
We are here to help all our businesses that we see struggling in the American marketplace, or maybe the marketplace at large. But today we're honing in on a local chain of Italian cuisine. Evan, can you tell me why the Fazoli's has come to our attention?
Thank you, Ben. So we all love pasta on this podcast, which is both Ben and I. We love pasta, right? You love pasta?
You universally loved pasta on this podcast.
That's right. I would say pasta is the number one Italian grain food. Nope, number two. Breadsticks are number one.
Yeah, come on, man.
Sorry. So I love pasta and I love speed. I'm built for speed and I have no time to waste. So Fazoli's is obviously the number one option. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Fazoli's, first of all, I'm sorry. And second of all, Fazoli's is a fast food chain that serves Italian-style food. They have everything from pasta to pizzas. And if you're wondering, well, how is it able to be done fast? Yes, is the answer to if everything is microwaved. Everything is indeed microwaved.
Now, one of the things I've seen a lot of fast food chains try to rebrand themselves out of the fast food kind of zone is to become QSRs or quick service restaurants. I'm not sure. Is Fazoli's attempting that same kind of vibe?
Having been in Fazoli's recently by being on a college athletic team that relies on inexpensive meals on the road, no. In fact, they see many restaurants trying to put the thin veil of class over what they have going, but Fazoli's stiff arms the thin veil, and instead, when you walk up to the front counter, you can see them open the fridge and take things out and microwave them.
That's audacity. You don't even like other, like McDonald's does it behind your back.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I guess you kind of have to praise like the openness and like the clarity. It's pretty unreal. You don't really see that very often.
I gotta be honest. I have not been into Fazoli's in a long time, so I can't believe that they have the refrigerator within eye distance of the people standing in line.
I mean, like, so this was at a Fazoli's. This might just be this one Fazoli's, but by the way, Fazoli's seemed to like strictly be in areas where truckers would frequent, because it's like I've seen a lot of truckers in there, and I described Fazoli's recently to someone. This is before the rebrand. In a negative way, and I said it looks like somewhere where drifters end up, and not in like a cool poetic way, because it's just really dark. I've never seen a full Fazoli's, and it's just the food is garbage until we help them fix it.
So what made you like, it's obvious that the market they're seeing with you up in Appleton is that sports. You don't have a lot of other options kind of market, right?
Yeah. So
or you've just gone to Taco Bell one too many goddamn times this week, so you are stopping at Fazoli's instead.
Well, the thing is with Fazoli's is not Fazoli's, but the concept of Italian food is that many people talk about how pasta is good for you and pasta is good for you, but they don't talk about how it's made. So you'll get the idea of Fazoli's. It's great on paper, very good on paper, fast food pasta, but it's a lot of the love is lost. So the reason that I wanted to help fix it up, because it would just be kind of arbitrary to just pick Fazoli's, but Fazoli's in Appleton, out of all the restaurants on Yelp, is the third highest reviewed Italian restaurant.
Oh no!
In the entire Appleton area.
Behind what? Behind what?
We have one local one. It's called Carmela's. Really good place. Okay. Well, it's good. We'll wait until they sponsor us to call it really good. And then, what's the other one? I think it's just an Olive Garden. And the thing is, there are other Italian restaurants. I think that they get like moderate reviews, but I think Fazoli's falls in that little niche where no one's gonna review a Fazoli's because they go in there and they're like, people get it. Like, you don't have to go inside.
I guess, but like, who goes on Yelp after going to a Fazoli's and says, I had a above average experience here at this Fazoli's?
Thank you for asking. Isaac A. on May 8th in 2016. One check-in, 4 stars. I'm usually not a fan of paying for pasta, but when it's $7 or so, I can't complain.
As opposed to when you walk outside and draw it from the pasta tree.
Yep. Well, I think maybe this is like right after the movie, like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Exactly.
It continues. The ultimate spaghetti and meatballs was pretty filling and tasted decent. Were pretty filling. The staff was very friendly. We had to ask for more breadsticks, but they delivered quite a bit after that. I also had a blue raspberry lemon ice, and it was pretty decent. I'd
So
go
once
again
you open
sometime.
the breadstick train, the train does not stop at Fazoli's.
Yeah, exactly. You just got to get them to wet the beak a bit, and then it's just ever flowing of.
Oh, this guy wants breadsticks.
Yep.
This guy wants some breadsticks. I'll give him breadsticks.
Oh, this fucker wants breadsticks? Yeah, I'll make him never want breadsticks again. So that's one review.
Honestly, that saves an overhead in the long term.
True. I mean, if it's don't ask, don't tell. If you don't want breadsticks, don't tell us. But if you do, it's not okay. It's not the same thing. But
I was about to say, Evan,
yeah.
don't ask, don't tell. I don't think extends to a local Fazoli's. However, so that's a positive review.
Yes, and,
let's see what a negative review. Chris S. from Chino Hills, the 1-star review and 1 check-in says. Oh, by the way, there is a photo of a woman's shoulder, and you can see sort of what looks like a counter of a Fazoli's and like a black and white photo of an Asian young woman's face, in utter surprise. And that's it. There's no other like photo details I can glean from this photo. I don't know why this photo was included in the Fazoli's experience, but
maybe to prove
the
he was
review-
there, like to prove that
review
he's not
reads-
just some hater.
You know what? And it does draw attention to the review because I was scrolling by a bunch of text-only reviews, but my eye was drawn to like this photo. So we're gonna read what Chris has to say. Ridiculous! If you're not being tendered by tattoo people here, you're waiting in line for 10 minutes because there's only 1 cashier and 6 people in line. And there's a lot to unpack here, Evan. there is a lot to unpack here.
We have time.
I think Chris brings up a really good point. But you, with a more recent experience for Fazoli's, do you notice that you're being tendered by tattoo people when you're...
I don't think I've been tendered too many times. But every time I go, they do a good job if they have tattoos of covering them up. But this guy apparently is like one of those skin purists. Have you seen those memes on Facebook of like they're like the super hardcore aggressive Christian that are like very clearly trolls, and it's of like
I don't think
severed.
I have.
Oh, it's not really that funny, but it's like funny to look at and be like, oh wow, like pump the brakes. So one of them, it's like they're both severed arms, and one of them no tattoos, the other one filled with tattoos, and like the subtext, the text below says something like, one of these two went to heaven, one of these two went to hell. Can you guess which it is? And it's like. I get it.
It was
Tattoos
the tattoo.
suck.
It was that two-wear because that was the only one that could climb Jacob's ladder.
Exactly. Exactly. But here's the thing. Heaven, no tattoos. Fazoli's, in order to tender people, you must have tattoos.
I think what we do need to fix Fazoli's is really describe the kind of ideal individual that should tender the patrons arriving at Fazoli's.
Okay, so the model...
And I do think there is only one man that can fit that job.
I agree. So Ben and I were talking about this earlier, and I think one of the most important things to do in business is to be timely. And I don't think there's a better time for Fazoli's to take on new management than now. Strike while the iron's hot, 3rd highest in my town of Appleton, Wisconsin, and... that being said, I think that it would be most beneficial for Fazoli's to take on John Schnattner, that is the Papa John, as their CEO.
Yeah, the Big Papa himself. And there is a lot of controversy that led to him being ousted from the board.
When he was
forced, the Papa John's.
when he was forced to say a racial slur. And I mean, hey,
yes, it was just doing an example where he said this racial slur again and again to this marketing company.
exactly. He was saying, I'm Okay, so I know that the man who's fed me pizza for years, the Papa John, good guy, clearly. I've seen his face. I've heard how long he pauses to say whether the ingredients are better or if the pizza is better. But there's no way this guy's racist, you know? I've seen him on TV. He can't
Honestly,
be racist.
Honestly, I got to think about all the papa I've had over the course of my life. And if I start thinking that the man feeding me with the pizza with his big, strong, hairy arms was a racist, big bad boy, honestly, that pizza's going to turn to dust in my mouth.
Does that make us racist for eating Papa John's pizza retroactively?
I gotta say, I can't believe in a world where I have been racist my entire life because that big, strong, hairy arm has fed me as good slices of za.
Confirm or deny, Papa John's turned all of us racist. Although, if you think about it, if everyone's racist, then at the same time, no one's racist. So
exactly, the Incredibles 1 philosophy.
That's right. Yeah, so anyways, what we were thinking, because...
hold on, I need to circle back. Did you get my reference?
The Incredibles 1? No.
Have you seen Incredibles 1 recently? The sequel just came out. I assume everyone has availed
God, yeah.
themselves
If everyone's super, nobody's super.
Yes!
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for making me... I brush that off. I do that a lot. And it makes people think that I'm smarter than I am because I'll just be like, oh, yeah, and like brush it under the rug. But
it's just that I knew the reaction I was expecting and I didn't get it. But I knew that you'd seen the movie, so it's like,
of course.
Obviously.
The Underminer.
Back to the matter at hand, though. The Big Papa himself. How can he save Fazoli?
So, we were thinking because Papa John, John Schnatter, was ousted so unceremoniously from Papa John's, we were thinking that he could turn Fazoli's into, you know, like the, what is it, Dick's Last Resort? Where you're allowed to be so mean to your waiters, and it's funny, and it's like a joke, haha, you get to be mean people here. It's safe.
We cannot stress this enough, though. The N-word is not allowed.
No, you can't say the N-word. But
there's going to be a sign on New Fazoli's door that's just like...
No N-words.
No N-words allowed.
Oh, no. No saying the N-word. We really can't have a sign that says no N-words.
Yeah, but it's like the Big Papa saying, I would... like, as sort of like a old, like... was it Roxy or Rosie the Riveter or something?
Rosie.
But like
Rosie the Riveter, yeah.
Rosie the Riveter saying, I would never say the N-word.
Pulling up his apron to show his big, hairy-ass arm. Yeah. Yeah, so we would create this environment for people to demonstrate what if... Not because these people
I had another idea for a poster outside of the New Fazoli. It's Papa John shaking a hand of a black man and saying with a text bubble, "Would I, the Big Papa, ever say the N-word?" And the black guy's just shrugging like,
doesn't seem like it. And then, wait. And then come full circle. Papa John like has a thought bubble coming out, and it says. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, no,
I need to hear this.
Okay, so Papa John, like, would I ever say the N-word? And, like, the black guy's like, no, it doesn't seem like it. And then Papa John's just got this racist-ass idea of what he would say in his head, like how a black person would give confirmation, like, Bob Diggity, or, like, something super, like, old-timey Jim Crow racist. But that would be what someone would put up to slander the New Fazoli's that we are creating.
That is graffiti that we need to be on our ass about in New Fazoli.
Exactly. Well, I mean that's the idea of the Fazoli's that we're building. Is it's not a place for racists. This is a place that.
So perhaps you can explain why we're bringing an alleged one in.
Yes.
I think there needs to be a good reason here.
Exactly. So what we're saying is Fazoli's because I feel like we've been off the rails for a while here. So the reason that we are bringing John Schnatter, Papa John, the Papa, in, even though he has a checkered past, is because we are going to show that Fazoli's is sort of a utopia, a place where there is no racism, but there is an example of the racism we want to avoid.
Oh,
but subtly, very subtly.
So Fazoli's is a bad example. We are not like we are using Fazoli's as a bad example. We want to show an example of what people shouldn't do. in all
Exactly.
that Fazoli's is. And I
Yes.
think people are kind of getting that vibe with what Fazoli's is currently doing with their whole marketing situation.
Yeah,
With
Fazoli's-
the whole pulling a frozen meal out of a fridge in front of the goddamn customer, saying
Yeah.
you could have gotten this in
Exactly.
goddamn Meyer. And putting it in
Fazoli's currently sits as an austere example of what fast food truly is, showing the cold desolation of how your food is prepared. So, if they can do more than just for the food industry, they can probably do towards society as well and show us how cold and desolate we are as humans, and therefore lead us towards living better lives outside of Fazoli's. Not that you'd want to leave Fazoli's.
Exactly. You would want to stay in Fazoli's as long as you physically can. However, I think what you're getting here is
Do you think anyone's ever said that before? Like, man, you guys can go. I don't want to leave. Can we stay for a while? Actually, I'm not going to lie. Do you remember when we got Fazoli's? Like, when they made the Fazoli's on, what road was that?
I do know what you're saying, because
Yeah.
I used to have very good memories of Fazoli's, and it had nothing to do with the unlimited breadsticks that they were
Yeah.
so stingy with, and nothing to do with the spaghetti and meatballs. You know what it had to do with? Those Connect toys that they put on every table.
Oh, God, they did. And they had crayons, too.
Yep.
But, I mean, so we were pampered. We had a brand new Fazoli's. It was brand
Yep.
spanking new. It was sweet.
That was
I
the
think
talk of the
that-
town.
They replaced it with like an auto shop or something.
That's a shame. Our town's going to hell.
I'd give 10 auto shops for one half of a Fazoli's Express.
This is a Q Fazoli's, a quick
Exactly.
Fazoli's.
An
One of those in the
FA
mall. A Fazoli's to go.
a Faz Q, as one might say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's let's get into the nuts and bolts of it. How would we create?
I think we've defended the ideology well enough. How do we make this brand happen, and how do
Yeah.
we share it with the people? So, what are our physical steps? We've introduced Big Papa as the new management of our Fazoli, our test
Yeah.
Fazoli. How do we make his influence work the best for us?
Okay, so I think first and foremost, we have to get rid of the drive-throughs.
Yep, I agree.
No drive-throughs. This is an experience you have to come in and sit through. It's long. It's painful. It's like an Easter. It's like an Easter church ceremony that
okay.
lasts 2 hours.
I love your idea. We don't necessarily get rid of the drive-thrus. We leave them in, but we break up the windows.
We make it so that
So you can order, but then when you pull up to get to the window, it's just a wall, and then it's just like a sign that says, "Come on, come on."
yeah, or we make it so that the speakers are like the curb's really close to the car, but the speakers are super far away, so they can't hear you very well. So and you can hear them perfectly. Like, they're super loud, but the gain on the outside of the building is super bad. So that you might as well,
God.
like, numerous times, hey, should I just pull up? Should I just pull up?
Oh,
No,
I
no,
love
no,
your
we can
idea.
hear-" Yeah.
We're gonna keep this. Say no to the bricked up windows. We keep
Yeah.
the windows open, but like there's a big distance between the window and the drive-through itself. So when you
Yeah.
try to reach, you just cannot. So
Exactly.
they're like, hey, why don't you just come on in and enjoy it in our local Fazoli?
very literally forcing the person in the car to have to bridge the gap between Fazoli's and them. It's just more subtle, not subtle. I've never said that, but more
Okay.
subtle metaphor.
Now, how do we stop if people are like, just toss me my spaghetti? It can't get more messed up than it is when you pulled it out of the fridge. What we do is we have the Big Papa himself hiding in a bush to just smack that shit to the ground.
And he's got big forearms too, so
Yeah,
he'd probably be
he's
able to
like-
slap it pretty well. Yeah, and everyone that works at Fazoli's window, like when they're about to toss it, they do like the 3 pretend tosses,
Yes, like
so
one,
that the Papa can wait in hiding, and he's wearing camo and every because there's a big space between the car and the Fazoli's, so he'll have plenty of time to reach his like giant bear claw up and absolutely smack the pasta, acting
my
like a
God.
salmon coming out of the river. Just
And you know why this works really well? I think there's a Papa John's right across the street from our test Fazoli. So the
Yeah.
moment he smacks the spaghetti into the ground, and then the sauce comes up in a horrible slow-mo, and everyone's horrified faces are looking up, the red sauce descends on Papa's face as he looks at what might have been across the street.
yeah, dude. There's no way that John Schnattner's not like absolutely in like Rambo mode for business because he wants to just decimate Papa John's.
Oh my God! In
They
fact,
forced him to say the N-word.
They forced him.
He has to kick their ass now.
Let's talk about what he's been doing to try and get back into the game, because on July 26th of 2018,
Yeah.
Schnatter filed a lawsuit against Papa John's to give him access to the company books after
Yeah.
they did not allow him access to the company records. And in addition to preventing him from accessing information, the corporation has also implemented a poison pill strategy in order to limit Schnatter's chances at buying a majority stake at the company back. What is a poison pill strategy?
All I
Can you,
see
before
right
I
now,
reveal what this is,
Can I
what would
guess?
you guess it would be?
my guess is that they have someone on premises, like at their front doors, with a bag of poison pills, and he's like really short, but he can jump really high.
It's a
And he's
great,
waiting for Papa
great
John
guess.
to come in, and as soon as he scurries in, he'll like shuffle really fast and just jump up and like spike him in his mouth. What is it though? Actually,
It's a great guess, but have you ever seen The Princess Bride?
yeah, of course. Thank you.
They actually have a man in black sitting in front of the local Papa John's with 2 cups in front of him. And every time that the Big Papa wants to get in and take a look at the books, he has to try and guess which
one
cup
has
the poison
iocane?
is.
Yeah, which
Yep.
one has iocane powder in
And
it?
the only issue with this strategy is that the Big Papa has long since become immortal. So
This is John-
he's already
okay.
gotten a look at the books.
John Schnattner is the John Wick of the pizza world. He has been wronged, and he will not stop until he exacts his revenge. I mean, that's just a fact. He, similar to Keanu Reeves, probably lives in the Matrix.
Yes.
But like the pizza Matrix.
Well, like his true form. Where
Yeah.
does his true form reside?
I mean, that's a great question. I would say in my heart, because I love Papa. I actually, Papa John's pizza, okay in my book. The pizza is okay, not the company, for firing my my idol, John Schnattner. But pizza,
He's your idol.
okay. Good
what
point.
What made Papa John become like so near and dear to your heart?
You know what? I think it's how relatable he is. Not with being forced to say the N-word,
Yeah.
but with have you ever actually seen those pictures of him like drunk as hell at Louisville basketball games?
All right, yeah.
Dude, you see a picture of him just looking absolutely hammered, and like, I don't know, if I was worth as much as he's worth, I definitely would not be getting drunk at college basketball games. Like,
Do you think he's just thinking back to his college experience, saying, "Oh man, if I got cast on the local basketball stage, I would have been the top pizza."
he's just in between two guys, and like they look like they look like they just like met Papa John, and they're like, holy shit, it's him, like this looks so cool, like, hey, can we get a picture with you? And then like the star struck,
Oh my god,
like,
I've seen this.
yeah, like they lose the luster of like meeting Papa John, and like he's like, sure, let's take a picture, and they're like, oh god, like he is inebriated. Honestly, like these guys in the picture look like they might be young enough that they don't know how drunk he is, because I can't tell how tall they are, but like he's like holding them for support. It's pretty
the one
wicked.
black guy in the photo is who he ended up looking back on when he said the very, very bad wrong thing.
You know what? I think that guy in the photo hates Papa John, and tricked him into saying it. He said, "Hey, I'll let you really want to say the N-word." He's like, "No, I don't." He said, "I'll pay you $1 million if you say it." And he said, "No, I would never. I respect my company, and I don't want to be on record saying it." He said, "Saying what?" He said, "I will not say," and somehow coerced it out of him.
Oh man, it's just garbage how he was tricked into saying and repeating the N-word in front of that marketing company so that they became uncomfortable and brought it to public attention.
Yeah, man. I wonder what that meeting was like. Like as soon as they were out of it, we're like, "Hey, like,
Was that weird for you?
Hey, like, did you guys hear him say that? Like that was like, why did he? They said, why did we force him to say it?
10:30 on Tuesday, and he is dropping that shit on us like it's a Klan meeting.
Like, there's no context here. I like to imagine that he just walked in and he just said it. And they're like, "Ooh, what's up?" Because like you can't not match his energy. Like you can't just break the meeting right there because he'll freak out.
Hey, Big Papa.
Like, oh yeah, what's up, Papa? How's it going? Do you think everyone addresses him as Papa? Definitely. That's a stupid question. Like,
Well, would
obviously.
you rather you address him as Daddy?
Father John?
And he
Like
addresses everyone as yes, my son.
Yes, my son. His
Yes, my
sons and pizza.
Yes, my son.
Do you think when you're
Welcome
training,
to the pizza
when you're-
cathedral?
when you're training at Papa John's, it's considered as being in the monastery?
Oh my god.
That'd be
I think that
cool.
opens up a whole different can of worms if we're if we're thinking Papa John's was it was technically a part of the Catholic faith.
You know what? Not their worst issue right now.
Not their worst issue. If we look at it from that lens, I think we can say that Papa didn't do the worst thing.
Dude, the Catholic Church is like if your favorite like college football team always lost, and like they just like recently, but they have so many fans that everyone's like, oh yeah, Catholic Church, go. And then like you've got the one person that's like, hey, like, you know, like the Catholic Church like has actually fucked up all the time, right? And they're just like, yeah, but like we had those great years back in like the 500s when we were the only civilized people that kept track of anything.
Yep. Yeah. And then there was, oh, but we like always watch the Catholic Church during Thanksgiving, and you're like, yeah, I guess that's one good thing.
Yeah, it's like it's Catholic Church and football. Very, very good like analogy to make. Except personally, I prefer my Catholic Church two-hand touch. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
No, I don't. Wait,
Yep.
no, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I do. Nice.
Classic, good one. It took me a while to think of that one.
All right, so I think we've strayed long enough. So we have decided how we are going to bring people into the restaurant by putting a introspective Papa John in the bushes in between the drive-through that's way too far away from the windows.
Yep. So now they're inside.
They're inside. What can they expect to see in New Fazoli?
Okay, so they come in. It's I want to say it's really bright, and it looks like it's a mental patient institute. Like it's like those old KFC / McDonald's where like everything is like super hard plastic and it's like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So
Question, you know how everything is always lit from above in like all of these fast food restaurants?
Oh, this one's lit from beneath. Good point.
This one's lit from beneath, so everyone looks like they're telling a very scary story.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So they're all lit from beneath so that it feels like they're all like on trial for something.
Yup.
And that as well.
This was John's idea to say like, I'm not the only one. You're all on trial.
Exactly. Well, I mean, at this point, like, hey, it's kind of like the idea of like throwing a pair of jeans in the water. Like, hey, if you have the legs in the water, it's wet. But if all of the jeans are in the water, still wet. So like, he's done. He's toast no matter what. He's said it on record. He's said the bad word.
A note, throwing a single pair of jeans into a washer, that is one of the hardest loads of what a washer can do by itself. Like, you throw a whole stack of laundry into a washer, it's got that shit on lock. You throw a single jeans into a laundry machine, it's got some work to do.
That's true.
And I found that out through experience.
You know what else is a really hard load for a washer to do is when you throw a toaster in it. Have you seen that video?
No, I haven't seen a toaster in the washer. Holy crap, is that a thing?
Yeah, man. It's like it's some country in Europe. Someone just like has a washer running on full bore, like as fast as it can be. And then maybe it's not even a toaster. I think it's just like a brick. They just like throw something hard and heavy inside the front. Like they just, all you see is, because it's like a set video on the washer, and then you see someone just brick in laundry a hand throw something in.
Shit!
and then it just whips really hard, and like the shit just explodes.
Is it just like going off like a machine gun in the video you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Because
Pretty
I am
cool.
seeing a washing machine get utterly destroyed. Carnage.
Yeah, man. Washing machine absolutely decimates small brick. Must watch.
Oh my
Gone sexual.
Holy shit. Hey guys, this is my new prank. I'm gonna prank my mom's washing machine. She just bought it. Here's a brick.
This is a social experiment, Mom. Stop it. Jeez, there's cameras over there. I'll buy you a new one with all the ad revenue after I spend it on V-Bucks.
Oh my god. Is V-Bucks the currency on Fortnite?
Yes, it's also the currency that you can use to pay at Fazoli's.
Yes. Fazoli 2 accepts Fortnite dollars.
Fazoli's. All right, new rebranding. Fazoli's. You can play Fortnite there at all times. If your parents kick you out or if you're grounded, you can go to Fazoli's and play Fortnite.
And honestly, it's just a constant land where Papa John's, when he's not outside in the bushes smacking down spaghetti, he is like just playing Fortnite with these middle schoolers.
Yeah.
And he's just saying like just the most god awful shit. But he is not saying the N-word, and he will not have it if you troll on his server.
Not on my Christian Minecraft server. I was thinking more that while the kids are like totally fucking entranced in playing Fortnite, like not listening to anyone else, he's just like quietly in the background, like, "Hey kids, like, it's not that crazy if someone tells you to say the N-word, right? Like, I'm not crazy, right?" And the kids are just like kind of dismissively, like, "Yeah, whatever," and like enough that like there's over 1 million people on record saying it's okay to say the N-word, but only if you're Papa John. And then he has immunity in court because, as we all know, kids don't lie.
Oh my god, yeah. Though I gotta be honest here, like, if you go to a middle school, they're just gonna say the most offensive shit you've ever heard in your whole life.
You know, not a place. I feel like middle school is purgatory for teachers, and like it's wild because my sister wants to be a middle school teacher, and that's
I've never understood that. Like Mr. Klebe from our old high school, he is the only guy who I've ever seen walk away from a middle school class with more soul in him than he went in with.
Yeah, he was okay with it, and I mean I get it. Like if you're an educator, you see kids differently in a way that you want to teach them no matter what, and you can get over like them saying stupid things, and you kind of. You got kind of blinders on, or I guess earmuffs. You don't really care that much about what they say, but like
LeBron James.
I will say, if you want to hear some fucking deep fried memes at all times, just go to a goddamn middle school and just wait for them. Dude, middle schools in like the 90s must have been boring as hell because there was no memes. There were nothing for kids to just absolutely yell at the top of their lungs.
We had some goddamn good Flash games when we were in
we did.
middle school, though.
I mean, Flash games, they still rip.
They do, but everyone's on apps nowadays.
Yeah, nerds.
I know. They won't get Bush Shootout.
Bush Shootout. The Impossible Quiz.
Do you remember that? It just killed terrorists in the Oval Office?
Yeah. That one, and then what was the other one? What was the one on Miniclip? It was like
that was like the
Heligun?
Heligun was amazing.
Heligun.
There was Mini Ninja.
Mini
That was
Ninja,
amazing.
that was a good one too. Yeah, man, all great. So
we strayed away from funny, but now I'm just like reminiscing about the good times.
Yeah. Middle school was cool. I mean,
No,
okay,
it was awful, but the Flash games were good.
yeah. Bring back the Flash games. Oh man,
And honestly,
all
it
right.
was all worth it for the Flash games. And
That's
Nuke
true.
Guns.
We can have we'll have Flash games and Flash
is.
games and Fortnite at Fazoli's.
There it is. We have like Fortnite to bring the kids in, and we have Bush Shootout in the Oval Office to get them to stay.
Yep,
Because
exactly.
like, there's no app where that's gonna happen.
Oh, dude. Oh, God. Yeah, so Fazoli's, we will have, and the only things you can drink are, let me think, only bottled water. They have no fountains. Save overhead.
This is a lot, because I was almost going like an opposite direction, like just nothing but fountains.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's better. No bottles, and like no like normal fountains, but just like actual like bubbling fountains of Faygo Moon Mist.
Exactly.
Shout out ICP.
I think we bring in a little bit too much of the Juggalo crowd into this.
Yeah.
And with them having to enter the store like normal people, I think we're
Yeah.
encouraging juggalos to come out of their shell.
Well, no, but the thing is, like, Baba John got in trouble for saying the N word, and the Juggalos can teach him instead of saying the N word to say ninja, because they are always saying my
yeah.
ninja. So it'll be like healing for him.
On the upside too, they can teach us all how magnets work.
Oh, dude, I was just explaining that. I just showed someone that video the other day. God, fire, light, wind, and earth, fucking
magnets. How do they work?
God, what a line. And like,
It's so legendary.
but the thing is, like, a lot of the things in that song, like, you hear it and you're like, well, like, I mean, if you got like 10 minutes and a chalkboard, I could explain this to you.
I really could. It's with polarity and positive and negative chart. Oh,
Exactly.
We're on to the next line. Never mind.
It's pretty cool though. I mean, like, fucking magnets, how do they work?
But if you think about it,
I see
Evan,
miracles every day.
Evan, if you think about it, like, how do fucking magnets work though?
Dude, have you ever like sat back and like, whoa, how do magnets work?
But like, how do they work?
Dude, like, I get you're saying all this stuff, but like, dude, someone just made that up to explain how they work, you know? Like,
And that is a special zone of the Fazolis, is the existential crisis zone.
yes, the question, logic, and reason zone.
It's where Papa John's just says like, but like, if you think about it, it's just a word. Like, we say words all the time. We've just assigned meaning to it. It's not
Listen,
like your career should hang in the balance based on what the meaning of those arbitrary words you say are.
This word is just.
I could say something random right now. What did that mean? Should that mean I lose my career at Fazoli too?
It's so. He'll just be like, words are just like a combination of vowels and consonants with different phonetic pronunciations. They mean nothing. So what if some random millionaire came in and just put the wrong ones together? Is that my fault? And everyone else is just like, essentially this Fazoli's is so far. Correct me when I'm wrong. You walk in and it's eerie. And it gives you an austere, sort of desolate feeling.
Right, because of the lighting from below.
Yep, exactly. And the distant, like, curb to building.
Yep.
And then you walk around, and Papa John is just basically interrogating you to find out, like, hey, like, what I did, like, to question you and find out if you think what he did was wrong. And you essentially don't leave until you agree with him, so he can get his job back.
And once you agree with him, he rewards you with a breadstick. He rewards
That's
you with
how
a
you
delicious
get the free breadsticks.
that he feeds you himself.
It's like the secret menu. Yeah, I like this.
It's like, yeah, I could see where you could just go wrong and say something like that. Allegedly. He's like, yes, thank you. Here's a breadstick. Eat it. And his thick body, his thick arms feed you a delicious stick of bread instead of a pizza slice.
And then you see like a really nice ornate bubbling Fago moon mist fountain in the middle that has like an absolute laser show around it, and you're just like, what the hell? Like, this place doesn't even have like carpet everywhere, and there's a bubbling water piece that's is that Mountain Dew?
God, I cannot stress enough how sticky the floors are.
Oh, dude, this place is a
nightmare. You will walk
nightmare.
around and you will sound like a goddamn duck is following you.
Because everyone's just taking pictures in front of the moon mist thing, and like kids are jumping in it and like playing in it because they think it's just water. So they're like, oh, it's just chlorinated water, and then like they get super sticky and they just run around, and like it gets to a point where like they run and like they can't lift their feet off the ground because they're so sticky.
Exactly, and then Juggalo shows up and teaches them how to vape.
Oh, dude, are Juggalos like a part of the vape crowd now?
I mean, I assume, know, but I can't imagine they're not.
Dude, can you imagine someone's purgatory where like they have to judge a cloud blowing competition at the gathering?
I mean, those are all outside. Are those a good place to do vapes? I know you can get good vape clouds, but can you do good vape shapes, good sick vape tricks on YouTube? Follow me, like, and subscribe if it's outside.
Please comment on what you're vaping on in the comment section. I'll pin the coolest rig that I see. Dude,
oh my god! I just realized there could be two Juggalos sitting on a hill overlooking an ICP concert, and one looks at the other and pulls out his vape and says, is busy, my old friend. Tonight's gonna be a night to remember.
Wow.
It just blows a big fucking cloud with no shape.
Big fat fucking cloud that just looks like a huge amorphous blob of.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea of two juggalos sitting there, one in extra long jorts, the other in like super super ill fitting board shorts with plaid design.
God. Yes.
And then the one with the like absurd jorts, he's got on like a basketball jersey style ICP shirt that just like is
I mean, I'm pretty
stained
sure all of
from-
those are basketball themed.
I think
Or
so.
some sports themed.
Yeah, oh, good point. Maybe so. The juggalos are all athletes, is what it really comes down to, because they don't have any like normal shirts. I've only seen like flat bills that are like beat to shit. I've never seen. What I'm saying is, I've never seen like new
my
clean
God.
juggalo gear.
Juggalos invented athleisure. Holy
Shit, dude. So, okay, so this is really a merger of three things, and that's juggalos. No.
Juggalos are just a constituent that we will bring in with this good idea.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's because it's an accepting place. And, that's my favorite thing, that whenever, like, you'll have some kind of, like, edgy news source that goes to the gathering, they'll be like, oh, like, these people are all pretty nice. Like, because what the fuck else would someone who's at the gathering say when they're surrounded by juggalos that could kill them with fucking hatchets? Like,
I'm pretty sure everyone here has a knife in their sock.
yeah, like, what are you going to say? Like, oh, man, these fucking lunatics could kill me. Like, these guys are fucking losers. And then immediately someone's like, do you just disrespect my fucking juggalette? And she's like, yeah, he did. Like, you should kill him. And he's like, oh, fucking bet. Like, you're not safe at no point. No.
What's weirder, the 80s hair band or 70s hair band kind of stuff, or like juggalos?
Do you mean like Kiss? Like dressing up like Kiss?
Yeah.
I was discussing this the other day, actually, when I brought up the Miracle song. And because I was like, oh, like they paint themselves and blah, blah. And they're like, oh, like Kiss. And I was like, no. Because like
But not though.
Kiss-
For some weird reason, it's
yeah,
not.
people like Kiss, and not only people liking Kiss, but like I think it comes down to like they actually had, I don't want to say talent, but like they also did it first, so like it was like shock factor. Even though like they never really played any like hard music, like one of their most like, I don't even want to say evil. Okay, also I don't want to go on record saying I know the entire discography of Kiss, but like one of their best songs, like Detroit Rock City, is about a guy like getting drunk and driving to their concert and then dying on the road. Like they don't rap, they don't sing about like fucking death or like murder. Like that is homicide. Well, no, that's it's manslaughter, but still, it's
But let's get back to the matter of hand. Of like, what is the big difference between Kiss and ICP?
Gene Simmons' tongue, big long tongue.
I feel like I've seen a lot of tongue in ICP videos, though. Like, more than I would have wanted to.
True, but his is long and theirs is like fat and it's like, whereas his is like really, really, really great and obviously good visual because you can see what I'm doing. But like, I don't know. I see Gene Simmons' tongue as like a lizard's, whereas I see theirs as like...
What you're saying is this is a girth versus length argument.
Ultimately, doesn't everything come down to that?
I gotta say, though, like, just body type-wise, I think that Kiss has more length and girth than compared to ICP as well.
Kiss, if we're playing basketball, other than the fact that ICP is dressed to play,
Exactly.
Kiss is probably better athletes. Like, they're probably playing basketball better.
They're gonna win the tip-off, but they gotta overheat, right?
Oh, definitely, dude. Are you kidding me? With that makeup, it'd run over their face. Oh, they also wear a lot of leather. I don't think ICP wears leather.
Not on the outside, anyway.
Are you suggesting that they have body mods to have leather on their insides?
I wasn't, but now definitely I am. Yes.
Yeah, like a
So I
leather-
guess the issue we're running into here is Chris S.'s big worry was that when he entered a Fazoli, that he would be tendered by tattoo people. Are we really avoiding that by encouraging a juggalo crowd?
Okay, good point. No.
No tats on our workers.
Okay, so, problem solved. They just wear long sleeves.
Long sleeves. But I feel
I feel
are
like
they
you should
allowed
do
full
that.
makeup? Are they allowed full makeup?
Yes. They must express themselves, and they can't have tattoos.
Yeah, exactly. Just no visible tattoos, but you are allowed full clown getup.
Yep. So basically, working at Fazoli's and working in the military, no showing tattoos. Very similar professions.
Are we back to don't ask, don't tell?
I mean, that's kind of like the epitome of like good comedy, is you get it something to circle around. So this has all been one long setup. There's the punchline.
God damn it! I wish we were setting up to something funnier.
Okay, here you go. No military discount at Fazoli's.
There it is. That's way funnier.
And then encourage a bunch of people that are like super conservative to go and ask for it, and then the people who work at Fazoli's are trained to just automatically deny and then kick them out and get all the juggalos to beat them up.
Oh my god, dude, I saw a video on Facebook recently that was the most obvious staged like veterans discount shit on the planet.
Oh god,
it was incredible.
People
This like
absolutely
guy
eat that
walked
shit
up to a Starbucks or something, and the lady behind him, he asked for a veterans discount, and the lady behind him was like, "That's so rude, like that you would just ask for a discount." And the guy turns with this prepared monologue, and it's just like, "I fought for your freedoms, so you wouldn't have to, and I think that it's just right that we should do this." And he turns back to the cashier and he says, "I'm sorry if I was being rude." And the girl behind that lady says, "No, I'll pay for your meal."
No way.
Yup.
Oh my god.
And people in the comments were eating it up.
But that's way better than if people in the comments were like fake, because like
there were a few people who were calling out as fake, but there were also like those top comments that are just like, "I can't believe people are just, I fought for your freedoms," and it's just like, I don't believe that that's a real problem, that somebody would be like, "That's so rude."
You're never gonna find like a top comment be a centrist. It's always an extremist, because no normal person goes around and likes things on Facebook.
I vote people up often that are just like kind of lukewarm about general things, because that's how I feel about most things.
I mean, that's good. Like, it's good to be the change you want to see in the world, but not common.
Tacos on Tuesday? I could go for that if I'm feeling like it. Like, not every week. Not every week.
Dude, we got tacos every Tuesday at our cafeteria, and they are disgusto barfo.
You are in Appleton. Do you have a single Mexican restaurant?
No, we got two.
Two?
They're like pretty close too. We have more. Dude, we actually have a lot. I should not say we have two. And there are some good ones. We can talk about that another time. But
I would like to talk about that other time, as long as it's just not a Taco Bell / A&W.
Dude, fuck A&W. I was at an A&W the other day when I was driving back, and I was ready to make a bad decision. And I walked in, and like I was waiting in a line, and like it hadn't moved for like 20 minutes. And I was just like, what the hell's going on? Like, this place is kind of packed, and there are people behind the counter, but they're not taking our order. They're just sitting there. Like, what the hell is this? And then some guy that was sitting down, like in the Greek choir, basically walks up and he's like, to everyone in line, which was like 6 of us, he's like, "Yeah, we ordered 40 minutes ago and we haven't gotten anything." And I was like, what the hell? I wish I would have known this earlier. Like, Jesus.
And if you're not waiting for one cashier and 6 people in line, you're getting tendered by tattoo people.
The tattoo people just kept coming up and tendering me and stuff. Like, okay, so real fast, when you say this is late in the podcast, but when we say tendering, we mean throwing chicken tenders at people, right?
Oh, I meant that from the start. I thought that was obvious with context.
Okay, good. So yeah, like I just remember him saying that, and like me sitting there, and like so I'm a very stubborn person. So initially I was like I don't care, like I'll just wait it out. And I stood there for like another minute and a half, and I was like, wait, no, like I do not have time to sit in an A&W that is like 30 minutes from my house. I'm like, fucking see A&W. What is A&W's mascot? It's like some bear, right?
Did they have a mascot? I thought they were just like, KFC, looks like you got a good thing going along. Mind if we kind of just pile in the party bus you got going on?
No, they have a mascot.
Colonel Sanders got room enough for 2?
They have a mascot, I tell you. He's a bear. His name is the Great Root Bear.
Whoa, okay, hold on. A&W mascot.
Yeah, dude, it's a bear. I mean, I knew it was a bear. I said that.
He is a bear. And he just looks like Yogi.
Dude, I didn't realize A&W is Canadian.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why we don't see a lot of it
It's
here.
from Winnipeg, Canada. Yeah. CEO. Oh, they have a female CEO. That's cool.
Yeah, and that's awesome. They do have the most mediocre root beer.
Yo, it's okay. I have no stance on root beer.
I think Boehner's is better to start with.
What's that?
Baines. What is it? Bane. I
What?
can never tell. There, I gotta say the logo for that root beer is very it's like the Disney logo where everyone thinks it's Disney.
Wait, is it mug? What about mug root beer?
Well, a mug is like the same as A&W, honestly.
Very true.
Barks. That's it. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long ass time. Sorry, that was a little personal mission I had to go on to figure out what it was called. And I just got Baines apple cider donuts, so I have been on the Baines mind track.
Dude, that's so good. Apple cider donuts. How is that not like a more common thing to get, like apple cider donuts?
I don't understand because it is obviously the best donut that's ever been created. I don't understand why that's like not a mainstay.
It is so good.
Like I have a secret stash of donuts I don't leave out at work that are just my specific apple cider donuts that no one else can have. If I get glazed, I'll leave those out in the general area. I am not doing that with my apple cider donuts.
Dude, glazed donuts are bottom 7 donuts in everywhere. Like,
I agree.
If you like
for the glazed,
if you like glazed donuts, like no, I shouldn't say that. Glazed donuts are better than no donuts.
Prefer
yes.
glazed donuts because I like glazed donuts in a pinch, but I'm not gonna.
But the thing is, like, okay, so I'm not big talk because I'm not a fancy donut guy. I like cake donuts. I like chocolate donuts.
Those are really good. They have texture.
Yes, I love that. I love that about it. You get it. I can't stand a glazed donut that tastes like I'm eating cotton candy but in pastry form,
wrapped in plastic.
Yep. Oh yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. All right.
So no fucking glazed donuts.
No glazed donuts at Fazoli's. Fazoli's will be a glazed donut free place. Okay.
But it will only have a very fall pumpkin spice aesthetic where we always serve some apple cider donuts.
Apple cider donuts. Yep. Okay. Go ahead. What's the last closing thing that we should talk about? Like, what's the last thing that we need for our Fazoli's? The cherry on top.
Okay. God. So we've got the inside and general outside and how we bring customers in locked down in our general brand message to like what we give this to Fazoli's. How do they turn this brand into an empire to rival Papa John?
Okay. Yeah. So how do we start marketing this? So initially, what I want to say is we make commercials where it's like someone fucking shredding on a skateboard and just doing some sick shit. And then they then do a big grab showing their board to the camera and it says Fazoli's, and then the closing scene is Fazoli's, fuck you. Because then I've never seen a Fazoli's commercial on TV, but if I saw one that got away with saying the F word on TV, I'd be like, holy shit!
How do we
gotta
make sure that it doesn't get immediately bounced off every channel?
Font. We'll use a weird font.
Them. We threaten. Oh yes, no, you have it. I was gonna go for the threatening thing, but you're right because we were just on that Bark soda thing.
Yeah.
If we just make them think it's funk you or something like that, we'll get away with it the whole time. Funk you.
Exactly. It says funk, you sickos. Are you kidding me?
We were just shredding on a guitar. Did you not get the context there?
Yeah,
Your
dude.
mind is in the gutter.
Yeah. Okay, but Fazoli's, fuck you.
Fazoli's, fuck you. And then it pans over to Papa John come on,
Double.
I wouldn't say that.
He's shrugging hands up come on. Yeah.
Come on, I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't say another bad word.
Come on, America's built on second chances. Give me one.
Also, fuck you.
Yeah, also fuck you, man. Fuck you.
Honestly, those are the two messages America can really get behind: is an honest, man just apologizing with his hands outstretched, saying, "Hey, I'm bearing my soul. I messed up. Please forgive me." And then also the other message America likes is "fuck you. I'm gonna do what I want."
America loves a middle finger to the face.
Yup. Because they just love feeling just incredulous, and honesty go hand in hand.
Exactly. They love the incredulity of a veteran not getting a discount.
Yep. Oh my God.
That'll be the closing. That'll be the closing screen.
Hey,
no veteran discounts.
No veteran discounts.
No, okay, so wait.
Just like,
It's Fazoli's.
Fazoli's,
Fuck
fuck
veterans.
you. Pan to Papa John, shrugging, and then splash screen. No veteran discounts.
I like that because it's milk toast enough because it's just like no veterans discounts, but it's in a giant aggressive font, and people are like, "What the hell? Like,
Yep.
why do they hate veterans?"
The voice actor has faded out by this point, and they come back for this line.
Oh man,
Oh man, okay.
I love it.
Okay. We'll go. I think we've solved Fazoli's. Fazoli's will be billing you. I think we should wrap it up here. That's the podcast for you. My name has been Ben DeHart.
And my name always will be until I change it. Evan Klein.
And this has been Let's Bring Them In. We'll bill you.
Yep. Thanks for coming in.